The 450 class, they run 450cc four-stroke motorcycles. Honda's raced the last few years in the 250 class, a support division on smaller bikes. And he's done a great job here as a rookie in the big division. It normally takes a couple years for riders to get their legs underneath them on the big bikes. Tommy's been strong. Then you got Jeff Alessi. And how about this man on the 73, Gavin Graysick, completely self-supported out of Ohio, was a hot property as an amateur, and then had a couple of rough years. Mounted a comeback 2 years ago. His father unfortunately passed away due to an illness. He dedicated that 2007 season to him. Really made a name for himself, made a lot of fans. Picked up a ride with that Joe Gibbs Racing Yamaha team last year, but injuries cost him. He couldn't put in the results. Now he's back on his own in 2009 and on a track that he grew up on here in Pennsylvania. He's putting in his best performance of the year. That's Graysick on the green bike we're talking about as he challenges Jeff Alessi on the red. And there's that monster drop-off we talked about, and it is a monster, David.
It's, you know, it's not so much that it's steep coming down. It's the whole time you're coming down, you're looking at this corner. There's like, how am I supposed to make this?
Right.
You know, and then you right back up. And there's a section that Jamie pointed out where you're just going blind into a corner, and there's 3 or 4 lines there. And these guys got to hit them all right, because the number 21 back there, Cody Cooper, that's Joe Gibbs. That's the good equipment. He was 5th in the first moto, and he has the speed to get around these guys.
Oh, and Graysick's got the speed to get around Alessi, and Cooper's going to try to take advantage as well. Another off-camber left-hand turn. The ground leans to the right. Graysick makes the move on Alessi. Here comes Cody Cooper. Cooper out of New Zealand. He's picked up the ride that Graysick had last year, and he's making that bike work for him. Can he squeeze Alessi off? Alessi's going to fight him. Alessi comes back. He says, I'm the privateer. I got to earn this spot. I'm not going to let you back by. Nice job by Cooper, though, to fight back. Here we go toward the finish line. Oh, they got close.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the type of battling motocross is known for. They will make contact if they have to. Who's got the guts? Into this left-hand turn, it's Cooper.
Makes it stick.
It was a little harder that time. Alessi's like, I don't want to get past up this hill.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Alessi. He got a good start, and then he just kind of fade back a little bit there.
Get in touch with this battle for second. Chad Reed just hanging back there. Remember, it's a long race. It's a strategy game. Do you go fast early and burn your energy, hope for the best, or do you wait? Now, Chad, as we mentioned at the top of our show when Tiffany talked to him, has been dealing with an illness. He's not really sure exactly what it is, but he's been dealing with it for a couple of months, has lost a lot of weight, has had a tough time keeping food down and water down, and then sometimes is a struggle in this second moto when you got to replenish all the energy you burned in Moto 1. Look how close this battle for the lead is, David, but Reed is all about heart and guts right now because he's not 100%.
And he's got that. You know, he's been in situations where he's had to ride through shoulder injuries and other injuries, and he's just being beat up. And it's almost like he needs that stuff to really get focused and get the best that he's got, you know. And when things are going right, sometimes you get a little bit too comfortable. And Reed's had his tough times, and he's shined through them all. And here he goes again with an opportunity to win on the day, and he's close enough to make it happen.
Yeah, and we're not even halfway through this race, and look at those ruts there, Ricky. It's so hard to pick the lines that we mentioned. That's basically where you go on the track, and you've got to make those moves at speed.
Sometimes you just go where you end up. You know what I mean? The guy in front of you is just ruining you with the roost, and you just end up, luckily you end up going, hopefully you end up going straight.
It ends up being about a 70-foot-long balance beam. And if you get messed up in that rut, you're going to crash worse than falling off that balance beam.
Then the best thing you can do, though, is you got to keep the gas on. The faster if you start to slow up and, you know, try to take your time, it just makes matters even worse. So look at Reedy. Watch this.
Oh, this is where he launches it, folks.
Here we go, David.
Here it is. He's side by side with Short. But he still makes the pass anyway. Short's going to try to beat him to the inside. Now, they overjumped that. They landed about 10 feet further over the landing. It's a hard landing, but Reed knew he didn't need to pull that move that time.
Didn't need to. And Chad Reed that time had a 2:21.
Oh.
That's almost 2.5 seconds, or a second and a half faster than anybody on the track.
Yeah, Tedesco is the next man in Chad Reed's sights. He is trying to build toward his first overall victory of the year and the first victory ever for him in this premier 450cc class. All the way back in 2002, Chad Reed won in the 125 class. Now it's called the 250 class. That was a support class, and that is Chad Reed's only victory ever at American Motocross. So he's looking for win number 2 today. You see him take the left hand. They're basically clearing their vision. Talk about what they're doing there, Ricky.
Well, they're, you know, when he was behind Andrew Short there, you know, we got these tear-offs. And when they get dirt on them, you can peel them off. I think today they put like 14 on there. So you use as less as you can,
right.
But as they get filled up, they get filled up so bad that you
you're
eventually
doing a little math along the way.
Yeah.
Going, well, maybe I don't want to catch that guy just yet.
Yeah.
Not ready to make a move, so hang back and then make it happen all at once and save your vision for later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, in car racing, they talk about dirty air. You get behind a guy sometimes, and the air from his car upsets yours. Here, it literally is dirty air.
That's right. Literally is dirty air. I like this inside that Reed takes. Most everybody else was taking the outside. I don't know. I like that inside.
He's such a great rider. He has such good skill. If he could go out and just, I love going out to the tracks and just watching him practice and mess around, man. I was more impressed at some of the stuff he did there than actually in a race. And I'm sure the same. If I could come and watch you during the week, I'd see sometimes even more intensity than you see here.
Right.
Josh Grant still working his way through traffic. The guy started well outside the top 20. He's put nearly 10 riders behind him. He's in 13th. I think it's safe to say now, as we're past the halfway mark, Grant's not going to be able to win the race today. However, he's still in the hunt for a championship. Let's go down to Jamie Bestwick with more on JG.
Yeah, Josh Grant is absolutely lapping slower than he did in his Moto 1 lap. He was lapping about 2:23 first time out, but now he's tacked on another 3 seconds for that, and it's pretty tough for the guy. You know, he had all ambitions of winning this race and being the star of the show, and that's tough to back up, especially after that first crash. But he's riding with his heart and soul, and he's putting it down out there, guys.
Yeah, Josh is a tough kid. Thanks for that update there, Jamie. And you've got to figure eventually that crash is going to take its toll, David.
Yeah, he had ice on the back of his neck, and you know, sometimes when you do that, Ricky, you pointed out, whenever you rung your bell a little bit, you get some ice back there to try to get your vision going, and you know, you're sitting around the pits and waiting for this race, feeling pretty good, like, no, I got it. I'm going to go win this thing. Then you get the healthy start, and then the physical side of things catches up with you right about where we are now, and I think he's really feeling it, and probably starting to do some deals with himself here. Like, man,
you can see how much he's slowing down, though.
Yeah,
or sitting down. Pardon me. Look how he's just sitting everywhere.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
energy. Here's why he's feeling so bad. Take us through this, David. This is a vicious crash.
Comes up a little short. He's going to try to triple, and he lands right in this rut. Fortunately straight, and then the bike just bounces him away from it, which he was a little lucky there, and he landed kind of on his hands and knees. That could have been a lot worse, but still just ugly. Then the bike's going.
He's ready to go, man. The bike. He was
running.
Like, hop on me, man.
Yeah. The bike was actually saved. It could have rolled on forever because that's one of those off-camber downhills, but it ran into a truck that was parked on the side of the track, and that saved it.
I think he's going through, and there's this mechanic Alex.
Yep.
I think he's having a really tough time mentally in this moto. Like, he's feeling the title. You know, this might be slipping away. At a bad moto in the second moto last week in Texas. And he looked similar. He was kind of riding around a little bit. And here he's got every reason to. We just saw that crash. That's enough to make anyone back down a little bit. He's losing a lot of points, though, now.
Tedesco continues to maintain the lead. Let's see how close Reed is. Reed's going to have to dig down deep, folks, because we're nearly 20 minutes into this moto, and these guys train so hard. But on a rough track like this, at the pace they are running, eventually fatigue's going to be a bit of a factor, and after 20 minutes, these guys are just going to be seeing who can dig down and deal with the most pain, Ricky.
Absolutely, and you know, if Ivan, you know, I know his fitness is really, really good, and as long as he don't get arm pump or anything like that, I mean, he looks really comfortable today. It'd be so neat to see him back at victory, and they would still give Reed the overall.
Yeah, because they count the points from both motos. Reed has a first in the first moto, and this would be a second here. So that would be what Tedesco would get, which is a third and a first. He had third in Moto 1. And that's why he can never give up in this sport. Tedesco battled his teammate short for that second in Moto 1, lost that battle. Had he had gotten that second, he would be able to beat Reed for the overall in the day. So you can never take anything for granted in this game.
I cannot believe how far Andrew Short has fallen back. Man. You know, I really can't. The strong showing he had the first moto.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just he's 8 seconds behind the leaders as now. But you know, we're looking at Reed now. I don't think Reed's in a hurry. I really don't. I think, you know, I think he thinks he has this under control, and he's just doing his deal.
Yeah, he does have that look about him, the way he's riding and stalking and Tedesco there, where he's like, I'm going to get him. There's enough time. And you know, we're deep into what I mean, anyone who's new to motocross and they're thinking motos and Moto 1, and basically we're in the second half. We're deep into it, and physically, and these guys got to reach pretty deep to come up with the physical effort and go ahead and take the best lines, keep the throttle on, and deal with the bike bouncing around and swapping. This is where all the training during the week